Victoria Teal and welcome to another tutorial. So we are going to be learning a little choreography to this beautiful piece of music. I absolutely adore it. It's super fun and really popular. Now the way these tutorials work is we're going to walk through a few of the techniques first, and then we're going to put everything into that mini choreography towards the end. And that way you can practice it with me, and then you can practice it on your own over and over and over. Now, one little thing with today's mini choreography is that some of the techniques I have explained in the other tutorials. So I have linked all those below with timestamps. You can either go and learn those techniques if you want to after this, or I'll give you some like replacement options from just today's tutorial. Either way, it works. Please make sure that you have warmed up. You know my disclaimer is always, please don't just crawl out of bed and do this. Make sure that you have been moving for the day, that you have either gone for a walk or you've done some exercise, and that you kind of warm your body up before just jumping into everything today. So we are going to learn a new shimmy today, and this is the 3/4 shimmy. So with this one, it is taught many different ways. Just like other shimmies, there are many different styles, and I'm going to just teach you what I'm doing in this video. So what we're going to start with is our feet underneath us. Remember, the toes are straight and our knees are nice and soft with everything. My feet are about hip width apart, not too wide, not too close. And so in this position, we're first going to practice swinging our hip to the side. So doing like a hip bump, if you've ever heard me reference that before. So to do that, it's this movement here. And what I do is I straighten this knee and I bend the opposite knee. But all my weight is gonna go to this outside leg over here of the straight leg. Let's just practice the other side, straightening. So all my weight here, straightening, straightening. Now, when I do straighten, I don't lock my knees. So make sure that you're careful about that, okay? That we have a nice straight position, but not locked. Okay, that's gonna hurt later. So we are going out to the side, out to the side. We're only gonna do one and then do something else with this hip here. So we're gonna keep those knees soft. We're gonna swing over to this direction, out to this side. Now, my weight is free on this foot here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to lift this hip up towards my rib cage and then bring it back down. Now, when I do that though, I don't change my level. So I'm not gonna bring my whole body up. I'm going to stay in this position as if someone was holding my shoulders. So what I mean is I'm going to bring up this hip here. When I do that, I can pick up the heel of this inside foot here. See? Up and then down. Let it come down. Up and let it come down. If you've ever done a hip lift or a hip drop, this will feel a little familiar here. So let's reset, feet down, straight forward. We're gonna swing out to that side here. Then with this leg, this hip and this side, I'm gonna go up and then let it come back down. When I let it come back down, I can put that heel back down on the ground. Now we're gonna repeat to the other direction. I'm gonna swing out to this way. So now all my weight is over here. And then I'm gonna bring this hip up and then down. So swing, up, down, swing, up, down, swing, up, down, swing, up, down. Make sure you're shifting your weight with the movement here. Good. Okay, now what's going to happen after we do this, it is going to turn into a shimmy, which is going to be a rocking movement that's very fast. So we're not making this sharp. We're not going like boom, boom, boom. That's something else, okay? But for 3/4 shimmy, it's going to get to this speed, okay? Is what we want. So let's practice, practice, practice. What we're gonna do is go out, up, down. And the up, down is kind of quicker than the out. So it's gonna go out, up, down, 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 out, up, down. Let's try it. Out, up, down, 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 out, up, down. Keep that going. This is going to be a really good drill. So if you need a little cardio, this is really good for that. Good. And relax down, relax, 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 shake it out. So you can do this movement gradually picking up the speed. It is a little more difficult, but once you kind of have that muscle memory of out, up, down, it will get better and better and better. Just remember, if you start to go sharp, this is sharp, it's not going to ever get super fast and jiggly. We want jiggly and shimmies. So just remember, nice and smooth, nice and soft with it. Shift your weight here. Okay, very, very good. The next technique is going to be the hip circle. So with this one, we're going to practice one way mostly because the choreography goes that direction. However, you want to make sure you practice both ways outside of any kind of combination, just so that you're nice and balanced. So a hip circle is this movement here, okay? And the best thing to think about is that from bird's eye view, you are drawing a circle with your hips from bird's eye view. Now my head is going to stay in the center and so are my feet. So I'm not leaning or anything with my upper body like this. I'm keeping myself nice and straight and doing this motion. This is a very soft motion. It should feel really good and stretchy. But let's talk through these points specifically. We're going to break it down into 4 points. So we have out to the side, to the front, out to the side, and to the back. Okay? So when we go, keep your knees nice and soft, feet straight, a little bit apart, typical positioning here. When I slide out to the side, so I'm going to try to have my hip go all the way out over here. You may feel a stretch through your obliques, or you might feel it down your legs. It depends on just where you're tighter in your body. But when I'm doing this, I'm not letting my hip push out like we did in the 3/4 shimmy. I'm keeping myself relatively up and down. It's just as if my hip slid over to one side here, okay? We can practice going to the other side and the other side. This is a movement within itself called the hip slide. When I do this, I feel that my weight goes more to this outside foot, more to this outside foot. We're doing lots of that today, okay? So you have that side to side to side here, okay? Now we're going to talk about front and back. That's a little more tricky. So I'm going to now think about pushing my hips equally to the front. When I do that though, I'm not letting myself like open up really big, and I shouldn't feel a lot of pressure in my lower back. Any kind of pressure in your lower back is bad, okay? So knees nice and soft, pushing those hips to the front here, and then bringing it neutral and relaxing. To the front, neutral and relaxing. This always feels a little bit flat. I remember when I learned this, I was like, this feels weird. It will make more sense with the movement, but pushing to the front and back. Now notice when I do that, I'm keeping my chest nice and still, and I'm just rocking my weight towards the front. I have not so much that my heels pick up off the floor, okay? Now the back. When we go back, it's really important to protect your lower back. So to do that, you're going to engage your abs, and I always tell people, think like someone's about to punch you here. You know how we kind of have that, yeah, that's what we want. So my knees are soft. I'm going to think of someone kind of punching in front and someone else pulling my hips backwards. So I'm going to show you something here. I'm in this position, which is very long in my lower back. I am not in that position where it's booty back. That's what's going to hurt your lower back. So you want to keep your pelvis underneath, like someone is punching you, like I said, and pulling. You should feel a stretch kind of down through your lower back. So our front position and then back position. Front position, back position. Front position, back position, okay, with everything. Now, to make a circle, we are going to go side, front, side, back. So kind of like a diamond right now. We're going to go to the side, to the front, to the side, and back. Side, front, side, back. Remember, punch stomach. Side, front, side, back. Now we're going to smooth it out. So side, front, side, back. 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 We're going to use, I think, pretty much that direction only in the choreography, but let's just walk through very quickly the other way. So now we're going to push to this way, to the front, to this side, and back. To that side, to the front, that side, and back. Smooth it out, and back. Smooth it out, and back. Over time, as you're feeling all of this stretching happening, that's how you can make it bigger and bigger. But the biggest thing is you want to keep your form very nice. Don't push so much that you start to use your whole body here. That's going to lead to injury, and it's honestly not helping you make the movement any better because you're using too much of your body and not enough isolation. Okay, but this is the hip circle. Okay, so we have 2 more techniques, and they both involve our chest. Now, I do want to say, if the microphone rustles, I am sorry. That's the only thing difficult about chest movements and teaching them. But we are going to learn shoulder shimmy and a chest drop. We're going to start with that chest drop. So what is happening here is it's this movement that you've maybe seen before, okay? And what's happening is essentially we're lifting our chest up and then letting it fall. Lifting it up and letting it fall. So the up is kind of just a breath idea, like it should be soft, and then it's a drop down. Now, chest movement. This is really important how we do this. So I am going to turn, I think, to this side so you guys can see. What I'm going to think about, keep your knees nice and soft. Don't stand straight up. It actually makes it harder. So knees nice and soft, pelvis underneath. I'm going to think about my rib cage being an elevator. And so it is sliding up the elevator and then coming down. That's how I'm lifting my chest. The elevator is not tilting like this, okay? It has to go up the elevator shaft and back, straight back down. So what I mean here is think about that illusion of lifting straight up and then it's coming straight back down. Straight up and straight back down. Some people, when you do this, you'll have lots of range. Some people in the beginning have very little range, and that's okay. I think I had very little range. I was very tight. As we loosen up over through here, that will change, okay? But I'm gonna turn the side. So we're thinking elevator up, and then we're going to think like the elevator broke and it drops really fast, okay? That's when you'll start to feel kind of the reverberation, whether it's in your belly or your chest, okay? So going up and drop. Up, let it fall. Up, let it fall. Up, let it fall. Up, let it fall. Now, when we're doing this, we are not squeezing our shoulder blades together, so I don't feel tension in my back. It's not, remember I said the elevator doesn't go like this. It's not this motion, okay, with it. So it's going straight up and down, straight up and down. You can practice this standing against a wall even, because then you'll feel if you push in or out of the wall is really, really nice with it, okay? So we have straight up and down, straight up and down. I'm also not lifting my shoulders. So you can see here, I'm not up and down, okay? Keep the shoulders in place, okay? They don't work. The shoulders don't work for this. The other thing that is tricky about this is I am not using my breath. I am not inhaling and exhaling. Okay, if that was the case, I could not talk to you and do this movement, okay? Or you would hear me with labored breathing, kind of like, and now what we do, right? Like you would feel it, the connection there. So that, honestly, I think is the hardest thing I see for people to separate when they're starting with chest movement. It is all muscular. There is no breath associated with the movement, okay? So really just trying, one way if you feel like you're inhaling and exhaling, is that lift your chest and hold it. You're gonna feel blue in the face if you can only inhale to keep the position, right? Same, then you're gonna come down and hold it and just kind of see there. And then inhale, don't inhale, lift here, don't inhale, and then down. Another also is you can do the opposite practice, so you can exhale on the way up, really exaggerated, just for practice where you blow out your mouth. So, and then you're gonna inhale through your nose as you drop. And exhale, inhale. Okay, this is just teaching your body the opposite of what it kind of wants to do, which will disassociate the breath. Now, as we do this over and over, like in the choreography, we're gonna do it a little more bouncy. That's why we can't have the breath associated, because you're not going to have speed if it's reliant on your breath to create the movement. Now we have one more technique. So this is shoulder shimmy. And again, this is where you probably will hear the microphone move a little bit. So it is this movement here, okay? So it is shoulder shimmy because we're driving it from our shoulders, not from our chest, essentially. So just have your hands out to the side, but keep the elbows down. So I'm not in this position and I'm not in this position. The elbows are kind of down, hands are kind of down. I'm going to think about alternating. I'll turn to the side here in a minute. Pushing my shoulder to the front, 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 to the front. Here. Now notice it's not this, okay? So it's not my hands going. My hands stay like as if they were on a table, and I'm pushing front, 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 front with these here, okay? Da, 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 da. You're gonna feel the girls kind of twisting where they're pointing, okay? Then with this movement, we start to turn it kind of like a shimmy of the hips where we get faster and faster. We're going to then go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then faster, 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 okay? Until we get a little bit of a shake, yeah, with the movement. So, da, 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 Okay, so it is all from the shoulders and the rib cage. The chest just kind of comes in secondary. Okay, we don't drive only from the chest because that can be a little bit intense, right? And it's a different movement, especially when we start to, we're gonna like layer it over time with circles or anything like that. You won't be able to do that if you're driving from the chest. It's really from my shoulder control of front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back. So the other hip technique we have is kind of a hip lift. This one's a little bit of a twist to it and there's many variations. I'll show you what we're doing in this mini choreography. So if you did the drop kick, this kind of feels backwards to that. That was in the drum solo tutorial. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna have a similar position where one foot is up, one foot is on the ground, okay? I have my back foot slightly turned out. You don't have to do that. That's kind of something that progresses over time. So if you went straight to the front, that's totally cool. I am going to be a little bit bent in my back supporting knee. Okay, so I'm not straight up and down in the leg. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to think about lifting this hip up and down like we did in the 3/4 shimmy. I can use a little bit of this knee. I can straighten it a little bit to create the up and then the down. Up and then the down. Up and then the down. Now, I'm not standing and sitting, okay? So I'm gonna keep kind of my position of my shoulders where I am the shoulder height to go up and then down, up and then down, up and then down. To create more of a lift, I'm gonna go quick on the up, soft on the down. So it's gonna go quick, 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 quick. If you have a hip scarf or something like that, you'll feel it pulse up to the ceiling. Pulse, 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 pulse. Very good. So this one is not too hard. You just want to make sure that you're not putting like all the weight in the front leg. You want to make sure you're not bouncing with it and that you always start in a little bit of that bent position. This is kind of our posture, is this subtly bent because that knee bend is going to help us be able to move the hips a lot. Guys, it's time to get into the mini choreography. So with this one, we are going to start with our 3/4 shimmy, and I am a little bit to the corner. This is up to you if you want to be to the corner, but I'm a little bit this way. I'm going to have this foot free so that I can start the 3/4 this way, so I can go out to the side. So what that is, I'm gonna put that foot down. This is just so you can see. I'm gonna go out to this side, up, down. We're gonna do it 4 times. Out to the other side, up, down. Out to this side, that's 3. Out, up, down for 4. Then I'm going to do, my hip is already a little prepared to push to this side to do a hip circle. Pushing side, front, side, and back, okay? We're going to repeat this. So essentially 4 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, circle, 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 circle. 5, 6, 7, 8, circle, 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 okay? So it is a little bit quicker though. We're not gonna just go 1 and 2, da, da, da. It's 1, 2, 3, like this, okay? So ready, we go. Side, 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 hip circle, and side, 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 hip circle, and if you want, you can kind of cross your wrist and reopen on those hip circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, circle, and 1, 2, 3, 4, circle, and. Now remember how I said some techniques are from other tutorials. This is option A, okay? Option B is to add an umi, which is in the Amir Sophie drum solo tutorial, which I have linked below the timestamp. So instead of the hip circle the second time, we would do multiple umi, 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 like this. Umi, 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 umi. So if you want to do that, and when you're following me with the YouTube short, you'll see me do umis, but again, remember you can exchange it for a hip circle. So it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. First one, hip circle, da-da-da. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, umi, 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 umi. There. Again, optional, not mandatory, okay? The next thing we're gonna do is 4 hip lifts. So I'm gonna pick up this heel here and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you'll see me kind of doing it in a little bit of a circle. That's also optional. So you can either do it in place for 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just kind of guiding it around. Again, these are subtle things that make stuff a little more advanced. If you're brand new, do it underneath. If you're experienced, add a little bit of that circle flare. After that, we're going to do shoulder shimmy. So we're just gonna hold it in the beat for a few counts. Now, with that shoulder shimmy, again, when you do this with the YouTube short with me, you're going to see that I kind of like rotate my chest and relax into that. If you, again, are experienced with belly dance and shoulder shimmies, do that. If you're brand new, start underneath, okay? That's a whole other thing that you've got to get the shimmy under control first. So from the hip lifts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna shoulder shimmy 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to do 4 chest drops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last movement we're gonna do here is shimmy underneath, okay? And so you have that in the other tutorials, they're linked below as well, but you have that shimmy here. You can also just kind of wait it out for the choreography to cycle again to kind of catch your breath. That's also an option. So here we go from the beginning of it, just walking through. From 3/4 shimmy, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle, and I'll do the hip circle version. 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle, and then we lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, shoulder shimmy, and chest drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, shimmy. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle, and 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, shoulder shimmy, and chest drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, shimmy. We are, okay? So you can rewind this, keep kind of practice. We're going to practice this with just some basic tempo music so that we can kind of get the steps and get everything under control. Okay guys, we're gonna practice it with this music. Those 3/4 shimmies are gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so be a little quick. 5, 6, and we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle, and 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, shoulders, chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, shimmy, repeat, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle, and 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, shoulders, chest drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, shimmy, and 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle, and 1, 2, 3, 4, hip circle, lift, shoulder, chest drop, shimmy, breathe. Last time. One, 2, 3, 4. Shoulder, chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shimmy. Okay, guys. If you need more practice with this kind of medium tempo, just keep rewinding and replaying that section. Okay, as you guys know, with copyrights, I cannot put the actual music into this tutorial, but I have you. So I have the link to the YouTube short below that has the music, and you can follow along exactly with me. And the beauty of shorts is, remember, that it just replays and replays and replays. So you can go with me over and over and over and over from there. So you have that link below. Again, remember that I'm going to throw in those umis in that YouTube short. I have a subtle change with my chest on the shoulder shimmy, and a very subtle, like at the end of that shimmy, I have a couple of hip drops, and then it will restart. Those are completely optional. If you are experienced with those movements, go ahead and try to add those in. If you are brand new to everything, just start with what we did here. Thank you so much for joining. Please make sure to leave a comment if you like this, because that's how I know to make more of these for you. And if there's anything specific that you would like to see, I am always here and all ears. If you want to take more belly dance classes with me, including my silk fan style, you can find my studio information below. And please make sure to be following me on TikTok, Instagram. Some of the content's different across each one, and sometimes there's little extra special tutorials here and there. So make sure to follow me on all of that. Thank you so much, and see you guys soon.